exciting.
Believe it or not,
It was pretty boring.
but,
This is on, did you get your iPad?
Yes,
And it
I
might
got-
have been,
it does. Look, I don't even have to read this.
you can go in and change the passcode from when I set it up for you.
It's just easier for me. to
My
read
phone
it.
number's attached to you, you might wanna do that if you ever get locked out, otherwise you're gonna be calling me and asking me for a code.
Okay, I will do that.
Hi there.
Howdy.
Hi, David.
Let me go in that way. You're gonna look.
Hey, how are you? I'm good. I calling you today. I emailed you. Hi.
There you go, girl.
Good, how are you?
Good.
This is Abby and nice to meet you. Yeah, of you, yeah, but no, this is great.
So, Bob and Mickey and Andy and Dick has put an awful lot of work and time into this for sure.
A little bit.
Yeah, we all have.
It's a joint
Oh, my
effort
goodness.
for sure. And I wanted to introduce you on.
Yeah.
So, what we can do is I really know the but we can switch off. We really can't go between.
Okay, so, I told Ryan she did not want to start my school dates and I get settled and she said that was really fine, so.
Sometimes on Tuesdays I can't.
Well, that's what I told her, I'm like, there is a time, she's like, yeah, then we just switch off. She was like, "Do you want to be here?" And we just switched off.
Yeah.
I'll answer. Really?
Oh, thank you.
A lot of times. Do you have volume?
No video, just pictures.
Good.
I work at he gave me a certificate to be a human microphone. I think that means I have a big mouth.
Yeah, I might suffer from that a little bit myself.
We're getting along great then.
This guy, he's louder than me.
Sounds good.
Interesting, half of us are here.
That's what I was.
We're the responsible half.
Where they at?
I know Leslie.
Look at your 6 stars.
It's early.
How often do you have your council meetings?
First and third Mondays.
Okay.
And we are broadcasting live on YouTube. So
Oh.
I think we have more people watch us than come.
Whatever works.
As long as that thing works, we're not talking about it right now. So,
We don't look at it, we don't talk.
Hello there, Joey. Good, how are you? What's Joey's early?
It's this new retired linesman has.
Right.
You a job yet? No, I'm sorry.
It's all good. It is, it is. I was just waiting for him to get me one. Right.
Yeah, but you're not retiring.
Carry down the blocks.
We know people, that could be arranged. There's Alex. I didn't know she was still on vacation.
No, she's out there. She'll be here in a minute.
Sure.
Good idea.
Comfy chair.
You were?
No, I don't, that was just laying there.
You had a bunch of stuff. I'm just sensing on those days. It's Friday.
Okay, stay close.
It's there you're watching
That's probably it. So
TV. Shelby was the only one that worked. Back on Friday morning. I just picked up a little something. I couldn't think of who's at work. It dawned on me.
I didn't understand this is our weekend with the grandkids. On Zoom. Versus.
Crazy.
And I embedded twice that.
Well, yeah.
You know what it is? Somebody needs to use it before we like.
Yeah. Yeah, we,
Approve it.
Yeah,
Sure.
I have no idea.
well,
Yeah.
I'll ask her. What is this? What are we doing?
You did?
Yeah.
Jim. It's just an agenda. Yeah. No, I'm a paper saving.
Hello, Joe. Hi, Jen. Good, how are you? Good, thank you. Hey, okay? Yeah.
Just,
Yeah, good, follow.
Doesn't take any time.
We'll be back.
Pretty good.
September, yeah.
I don't know how many.
that's true.
What kind of bandwidth? A couple of meetings ago was like 62 pages.
I know.
It's all right, Jenny's being a guinea pig on a new tablet, so.
Works really, really well, much better.
The values are up front. Well, I know.
Exactly, I don't have to think about it.
All right, I got 6 o'clock. Let's call this meeting to order, please, and we will start with the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. I'd like to welcome everybody. Welcome everybody at home. Can we have a roll call, please?
Gillis.
Here.
Smith. Here. Boggs.
Here.
Fleming.
Here.
Rose.
Here.
Cruzen. Here.
All right, and I called an audible. Andy Thornton and his Legion of Knowledge is with us this evening. Andy's the CEO of the YMCA in Peoria. I assume the rest of you are with the hospital or with?
I'll introduce them.
All right, yeah, you be you, Andy, this is about you.
Yeah, I'm gonna turn it over to Mickey here in a minute. Yeah, I'm Andy Thornton. I'm the president and CEO of the Peoria, Greater Peoria Family YMCA. I've been for 8 years. Mickey McCarthy is with me tonight. He's with the Community Foundation in Elmwood. And then we have Michelle and Allie who are with Graham Hospital. We're all partners that are collaborating on the Rural Wellness Center project that we are raising money right now to build, that would be located just on the north side of Elmwood next to the Graham Clinic. So we're here tonight just to give a little bit of a presentation about what that means and what that looks like in the future, in an effort just to raise awareness and help you all be more informed about what it is that we're trying to do and how it could impact the residents of your community. So without further ado, we know we have a lot to do tonight. So thank you, Ken, for allowing us to come. I'm going to turn it over to Mickey and let her kick off our presentation for us.
Okay, thank you. So I've been on the Elmwood Community Foundation board for a couple of years now. I retired from OSF Healthcare, the foundation where I did fundraising for the ministry. I was director of planned giving. And before that, I was fundraising at Easter Seals, and then at Bradley University. So when I retired, they had already been working on this project, and because I have been involved in the healthcare community for so long, and I've lived in Elmwood for 40 years, knowing access to care is so critical for our rural communities to be able to have someplace close. And having a partner in Graham, Michelle Bailey is the VP of Clinic Operations, and Allie Sowers is the COO, and Allie is actually going to be taking over for Bob Seneff when Bob retires at the end of this year. Having them as a partner, so having the wellness, the fitness component of this, we are so thrilled and so excited to bring this to over 18,000 people in our service area. One of the things I think is very important to say is that the new YMCA for this rural area will be a full branch of the Greater Peoria Family YMCA. It will be under Andy's purview, it will be under his board's purview. The Elmwood Community Foundation owns the building, but they are the operating partner for this. And then Graham will be the healthcare partner for this, bringing resources like their cardiac rehab and behavioral health and physical therapy and all of that, being able to utilize the Y building for those kind of services. So it's really unique to have these three components together for this. So just really quickly, I did give you each a handout. I'm not going to take time to go through everything, but I did want you to know that the feasibility studies that have been done for the past over 9 years by the Community Foundation, the YMCA, and that, where they got independent groups to do the surveying and that. I've got that information in your packet, but I really think it goes to show just how much due diligence they have done on this project. The future site, as Andy was talking about, is going to be right adjacent to the Graham Medical Clinic there in Elmwood. There is a service map in your packet that shows, it's kind of a jagged circle. And when the surveys went out and they said, what are you willing to drive to go to these kind of resources? 20 minutes is what, so that jagged circle is a 20-minute drive, and that encompasses a little over 18,000 people, over 7,500 households that we will be able to serve on this. We have a new design, so excited. You all are among the first to see it. So Farnsworth Group has been a great partner with the Community Foundation, and we are, and this is great for a fundraiser background. They are holding their feet to the fire, my feet to the fire, everyone's feet to the fire on our budget. 12.4 million. It started out at 9 million, and then as construction costs keep going up, and that 12.4 is real numbers. And so Farnsworth Group is the one who did the schematic, did the drawings and that, and said, worked with Andy, this is what you need for the programs you want to bring, and Graham, this is what you need for the programs you want to bring, and this is what we can do within our dollar amount. So very excited to be able to show that. There is, all of this information is in your packet there. And so I'm going to turn it over really quick to Andy, because I want him to be able to share what is this going to bring to our area. And like this summer even, the YMCA has got summer camp going on in Elmwood for the area, the service area and that. So Andy, if you want to take over that.
Thank you, Vicki. And then thanks again, everybody, for allowing us to be here tonight just to share a little bit more about our vision and our process, which I think is really important. Vicki touched on the due diligence that was done. And we know that this facility, this operation, this building will be successful once we get it built, because we've done all the testing to verify that. And the data has come back really strong. And I know some of that information is in the packet, but really my role here tonight is just to kind of give you a glimpse of what types of programs and services can be expected in a facility like this for that service area that Mickey outlined for you. A lot of times when people think of the YMCA, they think of a place to go work out, a place to play basketball, place to swim, right? It's a swimming gym type of facility. That's kind of the general understanding of a YMCA. And YMCA's are much more than that. They really are. They really provide programming to all ages of the community. We like to say that we program from cradle to grave. And we do that really intentionally. And I'm biased, but I think we do that really well. And the other interesting thing about YMCA is if you have a relationship with a YMCA anywhere in the country, that doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be mimicked in another community that you go to. YMCA's are really good about building their programs and services to meet the needs within their community. And they're able to adapt as those needs change. That's one of the reasons why next summer, as a national organization, we get to celebrate 175 years of existence in this country, is because of the adaptability of the organization as a whole. But several different programs and services that you could expect to see in a facility like this is, number one, wellness programming is a big part of what we do. And we serve the needs in a fitness community. We serve a lot of seniors in the area of fitness. We do a lot of programming that's designed to help with stability, fall prevention, those types of things for seniors. And then general wellness programming that just kind of serves the health, what we call a health seeker, is someone who's just trying to learn how to be healthier and become more fit, all the way up to those marathoners and, those triathletes that like to work out and really know what they're doing and how they want to go about it. We have programming for them as well. We serve kids in a lot of different ways. A couple of examples of things like that: dance classes, story time programs that we started a couple years ago in Peoria, where we're actually holding a program for moms and their little ones that are preschool age to come in and do a story time program where they read a book together, they do arts and crafts, so unique programming and things like that. Day camp and after school programming, serving the needs of the school age child. Families have dual incomes nowadays, and they need a place for the kids to go after school that's safe, that's welcoming, that's encouraging. They need a place for the kids to go in the summertime. Right now in Peoria, just today, I left the Y. We had over 200 kids in our care today at the Y, and we extend these programs in unique ways. So for the Peoria Y, we have a program that we run in Peoria, but we also have a day camp that we run in Martinville, and we just launched one in partnership with the Elmwood School District that we hope to build out, inviting in all of the rural communities that the service area for this project would be in that way as well. So we have 3 actual day camp programs that we offer. And then we also have a after-school program for middle schoolers. Middle schoolers are often the forgotten children when it comes to programming. We actually have a program that serves middle school students in an after-school environment, and in the summertime too, as well. So we've got kids from grades kindergarten all the way up through 8th grade on our campus in those types of programs. We also do some unique partnership programs. We love the partnership with the hospital at Graham and what it could potentially bring from a service standpoint. In Peoria, we have a partnership with the Children's Hospital, and we run a program called Healthy Kids University, and it's really designed for obese children and their families. That program, which I love, the thing that I love about this program is it's not just attacking the habits of the child, it's trying to attack the habits of the family, because we know if a child who's obese is going to change their trajectory, they need familial participation in that change. So that program is one that's designed to engage the entire family and help them learn healthier habits in that way. Traditional sports programs are a big part of what we do as well. Youth basketball, youth soccer, youth football, volleyball, all of those things we offer. In a non-competitive environment, I would say, there's plenty of competitive opportunities for kids to play sports if they want to. Our programs are designed to give kids a introduction to the sport and an opportunity to compete in that way as well. And we really target those kids that are in that early school age environment for those types of programs. And then we also do programs around self-defense and things like that. We've targeted self-defense classes in Peoria specifically for kids and for women. But really, we do these types of programs for just about anybody and everybody. And then a lot of senior programming If you come to the Y in Peoria between the hours of 8 a.m. and noon, it's a senior center. It's packed with seniors. All of our programming is designed for the needs of those seniors. Come a little bit later in the day, and you don't see quite as many of them. It's more of an after-school type of environment. And then in the evenings, it's usually adults who want to work out in that time of day. And then some other programs that we offer that are more designed around community outreach. Water safety is a big thing for us in Peoria. We really want to engage as many kids in helping them not just learn how to swim, but just how to be safe around the water. There's a lot of at-risk kids in the Peoria market. We just had an event last Friday and partnered with Sean Livingston and his foundation in Peoria. And we had 180 kids from the community come to the Y and learn about water safety. How do they help somebody that gets in trouble, whether they're in a pool or a lake or a river? How do they protect themselves in those environments? How to put a life jacket on? Simple things that they don't get the opportunity to always do. We know there's needs in that community specifically, and those are the programs we try to design to address those. And then the last thing I'll just mention before I pass it back to Mickey is we are one of the largest employers in Peoria specifically, but I would say nationwide, of youth. A lot of kids come to the Y, have their first employment experience in programs like lifeguarding or after-school programs, summer camps, those types of kids. Older high school kids, college-age kids, they really get their first introduction into the employment space through the YMCA. Just to give you, I pulled some numbers today because I was curious to see, and I wanted to share this with you. Right now at the Y in Peoria, we have 211 people that work for us that are employed on our books. Those numbers are going to drop dramatically once the summer's over. But 67% of those are Gen Z. And then 52% of those are 21 or younger. So we have a large number of youth that we employ. We see that as an opportunity to really help develop older kids in that way. And we take that job pretty seriously. So the reason why I share that is because in this facility, once it gets open, we're projecting anywhere from 50 to 60 jobs. A lot of those are going to be jobs that kids can access and get some introductory level work experience through those different programs. Mickey mentioned the pro forma. It's in your packet. We learned through the feasibility study of that entire service area when we did that work that we can reasonably expect about 1,100 membership units to participate in this facility. That gives us the ability to build out an operating pro forma on expected revenues, and can we build a budget that's going to be sustainable? That's a really important feature because we don't expect any type of subsidy to support the operation of this type of facility. It's going to stand on its own merit, so we have to generate enough revenue out of membership and other service fees that we charge for programs in order to make it work. So the feasibility study was really important. The operation pro forma was another checkpoint that we had to cross early on. We were able to build a sustainable model. We've adjusted that for inflation because that was done several years ago. Cost of employees have gone up dramatically over the last few years. We know what our targeted membership rates will need to be because the feasibility told us what people would be willing to pay. So we will have a membership structure in this facility that will be specific to this community, and people will have the ability to pay more if they want to get access to the Y in Peoria or the Riverplex in Peoria, which we have a partnership there too, or even nationwide membership. So we've tiered the membership structure so that it can be affordable for all. And the last thing I'll say is any program and service that we offer at the Y, we also offer financial assistance for any family who can't afford those fees. We have an application process they can go through. We will discount fees up to 80% for those that need it. And sometimes I've even authorized a full subsidy in special circumstances. So the last thing we want to be a barrier is cost, and we're always going to work with people in that regard so that they can have access to those different programs and services that are going to help their community be healthier. All right, Nikki, back to you.
Okay, and I know that we're on a time limit, so I'm gonna go quick on this. So I did want to touch on Graham, because I have to tell you, I've been so impressed, coming from a big hospital system. As I've gotten to know Graham, and I've gotten to see the dedication that Graham has to the rural communities, the dedication to access to care, the way that they are expanding in 5 different counties now. There's 15 care sites. I'm just so impressed, and I'm very grateful to have them as a partner. I did want to point out some of the additional Graham services that are going to be able to be brought to the new YMCA, besides the wellness services, but the rehab, physical therapy. I was very involved with, I want to go down to Rocksteady Boxing, very involved with that, with the Neurological Institute, and know the impact that Rocksteady Boxing has on people with Parkinson's. And that's going to be in this area, I think it's phenomenal. The Pritikin program, I think Graham is only, third in the state, is that right? To bring the Pritikin program, so that is for cardiovascular, heart health, and that's going to be here in our community, so there's a list of them there, and I'm so incredibly, I'm grateful as a resident, and actually I'm pretty blown away of what Graham has accomplished, and what the services that they bring to our area. So I do want to give you a campaign update really quick. Started this campaign 12.4. We are approaching $9 million that we have raised, which I think is incredible. 3.75 million came from USDA grant. Yes, we have that money. A lot of people have been asking about that. Graham, total pledge was 1.5 million. The Oberhelmans gave the first $1 million on that. All of these are helping us to get to that 12.4 in order to put a shovel in the ground. I think you'll appreciate, even though I wish it wasn't quite so strict, but it is. But I think you'll appreciate, because the USDA grant is upfront, that 3.75 million, one of the things that they have said, you have to have gifts and/or pledges to total 12.4 before you put a shovel in the ground. That's why you're not seeing any work out there yet. And so we are doing a campaign talking to people about your pledge matters, and it says on the pledge form, for some reason, if this does not happen, this pledge is null and void. Pledges don't have to be paid until the construction starts, but that pledge helps us to document to USDA, we've got 12.4 million. So that's kind of the strategy of how that is working. Matching gifts, it has been wonderful, the matching gifts that have come on board. Gilmore Foundation is matching gifts from Caterpillar employees and retirees. We currently have a private family foundation who wants to remain anonymous, but they're going to match up to $250,000. We have another one we maxed out that was a $100,000 match. The Caterpillar just did their centennial match, and in 4 hours we had enough people that were able to get their gift in. We got $29,500 from the centennial match on that. So matching gifts, we're always trying to have something going on so that people know that they can double the impact. The foundation is set up for all kinds of gifts. And in our area, one of the things, and if you know of anybody that might be interested, gifts of grain are huge in this area. And we've had many gifts of grain, gifts of grain. We are set up an account at all of the different grain elevators. All a farmer has to do is, when they bring their truck in, say, I want X number of bushels to go to the community foundation for the Y. That's all they have to do. The elevator takes care of everything else. So I always like to mention gifts of grain for this area. And then we've got, the website is in your packet. Peoria is going to, the Peoria Y is putting more information on their website as well. And just to end by saying it truly is a once in a lifetime opportunity for us to be able to bring a resource like this to the rural areas. And I hope that you all can get excited with us and see what an asset this is going to be for that 20-minute drive of what it's going to mean for the generations. So really appreciate the opportunity. Does anyone have any questions at all? You know, talk fast, that's why I tried to give you a packet of information. Our numbers are there too. Email, call if you have other questions, but thank you so much.
I do have one question, just as in terms of rough timelines that you expect for the $3 million shortfall. If you have your current giving trends, how far out do you think you are until you reach the goal?
The good thing is we still have strategy. We have people we're talking to. We have people on our list that we still have to talk to. I am not kidding when I say I want a shovel in the ground in 2025. Construction costs are only going to go up. And we may not be able to start construction, but there's a lot you can still do over the winter. And my goal is 2025. That's what I'm working for. And now that I'm retired, this is my full time. This is what I'm doing. So,
And we do know it's a 12-month construction from start to finish.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thanks for coming and sharing
oh,
tonight.
thanks for having us.
Pleasure. Well, just connect.
Yeah, just go ahead and pull it out.
Thank you.
I'm sure.
Okay. Yeah, we can talk more of this. Thank you.
I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Thanks for
Thank you so much.
No, pleasure. Thank you.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you, thank you.
Oh, yeah. No. Okay. Yeah, he's got your phone, of course, right? Why would you not see it there?
Go ahead and go out that door you guys came, I left it unlocked.
Oh, okay, thank you so much.
Thanks. All right, thank you for sitting through that. Let's get back on the ball now. Everybody's had a chance to look at the minutes. At this time, I take a motion or questions, comments, or concerns.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes.
Second.
All right, I have a motion from Alex. Let's give Jenny a chance to give it a second. All in favor, say aye. Opposed? That will carry. I have no correspondence this evening. That brings me to you, Herb.
I got just a few things that I want to go over with, or just highlight in our minutes. First of all, I don't know, you probably haven't had the opportunity to see our new lights in the cemetery. They're kind of cool, because when you walk under them, they brighten up. And we're in the process now of going to order 4 more. We realize that they're nice, but they're not enough light for the walkers in the morning. And a couple of police guys have said that it's been advantageous to have lights down there, maybe to prevent any kind of vandalism. We haven't had any, so I'm not suggesting that we will. And so the new 4 more lights are ordered to be put in there. The new fee schedule for Friday, or Saturday and Sunday burials have been sent to all of the different funeral homes and monument companies, so that they're aware of our Saturday and Sunday changes. We did put an MIA POW flag on our flag poles in the cemetery. We just felt like that was appropriate. I'm meeting with the fence guy Wednesday. We're gonna fence in there by the garage, and then across from, in section 8, which is along Fairview Road, we're gonna finish that fencing. So our cemetery will be completely fenced. So when that legislation does come through, and we are required to be fenced, we'll be ahead of that game. Let's see, I talked about the new lights. We had a request, an interesting request from the Barnes family. And this is one of the things that's kind of interesting as far as I'm concerned with the cemetery. There was a baby that was buried in 1900. And the great aunt, who's quite old, remembers as a child taking a stone, a baby stone, and placing it along the railroad, where the railroad right-of-way was, in our cemetery. So we've spent some time with a probe, because it was 1900, it's probably been buried by now. And so far we haven't found it, but it's kind of an interesting process that, you know, we can go through. So we want to spend the time providing that service to anybody that is looking for one of their ancestors. And then the Bologna family is going to be placing a monument for their great, help me, Leslie.
Several grades.
Yeah, several great grandparents that are buried in the original cemetery, but no records of what particular location they're in. So we've got an open location that we're going to, you know, bless, and Grandma, you're here. So those are some of the good things that we're trying to do. You know, we know that they're buried in that old original cemetery, we just don't know the exact location, but, so anyhow. So that's kind of what we're doing, we're continually keeping it looking nice and making sure that we get everything done there. Questions?
Thank you for everything that you do.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Herb. We have some old business. We're gonna discuss ordinance 2025-22 again. I did not set this for a reading, it's just more discussion. I made the changes that we talked about. There is no fee for this permit. We made the fine schedule to reflect what is in our city code. Starts at $75 and escalates from there. And I tried to send you guys all the emails that Andy sent me of a bunch of vacant houses. I did send you the addresses. I encourage everybody to take a ride around our town and look at some of the things. I think it's shocking that we have this many empty houses, and I didn't even include the trailer park. What is there, 25 or so pictures you gave me? They're on my desk if anybody wants to look at them.
So, question about those empty houses, were any of those, they were just empty without like a realtor sign or anything like that, indicating they're for sale?
Empty for a while.
Okay. There's nothing to say they're for sale, for rent, anything like that out in front of it?
Most of these have just been, you know, either there's been a death and there's,
Yeah.
you know, no heirs, or it was not possible. You know, 540 North Main, I think Dave Rose can tell you about intimately. Had to be your neighbor once upon a time. That house has been empty a long time. The chimney is pulling away and leaning. Now I did get we got some information, maybe somebody might be buying that, so. But it's just, with this program, it would give us somewhere to start.
Yeah.
And that's what our officers need. And I think we owe it to the members of our community to, you know, it's not fair for somebody to work all their life on a house and then suddenly your neighbor dies, and you might have felt really good about the neighbor, but maybe they didn't have any family, and it just sits there and, you know, goes back to the earth at some point. But in the meantime, it's a drag on everybody's property taxes, and, you know, it's an eyesore, it's dangerous. One of them, Andy sent me pictures of, says it's just full of cats.
Yeah.
So.
I know there's one over here on Vernon that's not looking so great on the corner of Vernon and Main.
Yeah, that is one of them that I sent you
And
guys,
it's like the
so.
one over on Cottonwood, there's no heirs to this.
What would differentiate something like this from something, do we have anything already for unsightly or unsafe homes? Let's say someone's living in one.
We
What do we do there?
Well, that's a whole different story. And some of that has to be worked with the health department. There's help for those people that, a lot of people don't want the help is the thing. But, you know, I'm thinking of one on Northeast Street that they need some help. And, you know, we have the TIF that's available to help them. The health department has programs for this. So that's a whole different can of worms.
Okay, when you had brought up the bringing down values of other homes, I thought, well, what's really the difference? Because we have plenty of filled homes.
There isn't, but we could have, but if somebody's in it and we've got an owner, we can work with them. There's groups, I've seen groups in this town. There's a house just outside of town that I think the Boy Scouts went in, cleaned up all the grounds. In about a 4-hour period, they cleaned up everything and somebody slapped new siding on the place, and the place looked like, you know, a completely different
That would be
home.
amazing.
And I think we can find help like that, Jenny, for the people that are living in things that really need some help.
I would love that.
10 years ago, Leslie, we had a grant that we were part of through the Western
Yeah, 2 or
Regional
3
Council, they,
2 to 300,000.
yeah, they spent $200,000 or $300,000 and they chose, it was west of Main Street. They chose a neighborhood that had to be certain criteria with income and
400,000?
it was a
400,000.
lot of money and it was free money. And what they did is they went in and say you had a kid living there and they had lead paint. Well, they went in and did the abatement of lead paint, but because they did that, then, oh, by the way, we have to repaint this. And if we're gonna do that, we might as well put in new windows and insulate it for you. And perhaps you need a new furnace as well. So that was 12 or 14 homes they did, Dave? I'm trying to think.
One I'm referring to, they had 8 homes, 50 grand.
Okay, so
400,000.
been a long time ago.
I think they did one down on Mill Street, wasn't it?
Well, it was that area.
I know one of the ones that she was just.
But, you know,
Right,
so-
is that something that we're always looking at?
Yeah, and I talk to the Western Regional Council people all the time. Because that's also where we got the sewer grant that lined all the sewer down on the west end of town, which helps our sanitary district because now there's not wastewater infiltration into it. And they are, this week, not a good example because of the rain we got, but, and Nate can talk about this more, is the less water and sewage that they treat, the better their margin is. And it's not like they're in it for the money, we're their only customer, but it's still, it helps the costs and it helps the lifetime of that plant. So the Western Regional Council, and we've always been a member since I've been involved, because they go out and they do all the legwork for us. With the exception of the door-to-door stuff, and we've always found somebody that will go do the door-to-door stuff.
So this is gonna encompass, residential homes, and if it does, we need to put that in either our title or in our,
Well, so it's about buildings as well,
well,
Like downtown
but still,
buildings.
downtown.
but still, if we're gonna encompass it in it, it needs to be,
What do you want, how do you want it, and I'll get it changed.
you need to either put something in the definitions to encompass it, or you put it in the title,
All right.
vacant and neglected buildings plus residential structures.
And you put residential and, commercial.
Yes, that would
You can
work
put
as well.
those 2 words in there that
Yes.
encompasses both.
Exactly.
The only other thing that I would probably maybe add is if it has a for sale sign or something like that, where they're actively trying to sell it, it's exempt from this. Because we have a contact, the real estate agent is the contact for the
You know what?
property.
But the fines only kick in as if they don't do anything. All we're wanting to do is they just need to come in and say, hey, my house is gonna be empty. This is how to get a hold of me, and I have it readily for sale.
All right, that's fair enough.
And
You know,
usually
this isn't-
for
this
sale,
isn't
like,
about-
we don't-
This is not a revenue stream
Oh, no,
by any way, shape,
I
or
understand
form.
that. I
All
just,
this is trying to get us to do is find somebody to talk to.
I know, I don't want to penalize the guy trying to sell his
No,
house.
if somebody's trying to sell their house, no matter what, somebody's.
They're probably gonna have their yard mowed.
Well, I wouldn't hold my breath, but.
Well, no, and that's what I'm trying to get at, is
Yeah.
I know what this is trying to target. I know that this is, I feel like this is going to be very hard to enforce, is my thought.
And it's not about enforcement.
And we will cross that bridge when it.
It's what we're gonna do is if and when we ever pass this ordinance, what we're gonna do is we're gonna target all these houses. And we're gonna send out, we also have LexisNexis. And try to, we'll send letters to at least let them know, hey, give us the information, and if they come back, then we can dig further. But all I wanna do is get these officers, because they really are working hard on an ordinance, and I think that if you'll drive around, there are some places that are really looking better these days.
Well, I have 2 in my zone that you can go to the grave and say, hey,
Right. Well, yeah,
dig it up.
but that's what I'm kind of getting at, is that, I
Because
mean,
I'm
if
sure
they're,
the
if
house
they're.
down in Cottonwood, you wouldn't walk right next to your house.
No, I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is, the owner's dead. Who are we going to contact with this and say,
Well,
There's nobody.
so,
exactly? And that's kind of what I was trying to get at with this, is that if there isn't an error.
There are gonna be some situations where there's not a damn thing we can do.
All right, fair.
There's just gonna be.
Frankly.
There's gonna be liens on the house that.
And,
probably end up-
you know, it's gonna get to a point where the county has been buying up these taxes for these empty houses. And it'll get a point where they will then be sold.
Yeah.
Okay. So, I will bring this back with the changes. Thank you. That's all the old business we have tonight, starting with new business. 2 lots in for the lack of better description, is the Impkin subdivision. This is where Brian Stubbs had his storage units, and the one to the south of it, these were rezoned in 2014. And I don't know if we ever didn't vote on it, or Rollin didn't record it right, or whomever. Not fair to point fingers. We just need to approve redrawing the zoning map so I can get these zoned correctly in the county.
They're
It's already
commercial,
been done.
both are still commercial?
Both are still agricultural.
Oh, ag. Oh,
We zoned them as commercial. Correct.
so you wanna have them go back to ag?
No, I want them
You
commercial.
want them commercial?
They
And
should.
We went through a zoning board of appeals meeting and everything. The council just never voted on it. So at this
I can
point,
make a motion that we,
This is Stubbs, sorry.
it's
we go
formerly,
move forward with the rezoning map of parcels 05-04-02-200-012 and parcel number 05-04-02-200-013.
Second.
what Joey said. No, I've got a motion from Joey, a second from Alex to rezone these 2 parcels to commercial. I'm gonna need a roll call on this, please.
Gillis,
Yes.
Smith,
Yes,
Boggs,
Yes.
Fleming,
Yes.
Rose,
Yes.
Cruzen, yes.
Thank you. Next item I have is, I'd like to have the council's blessing. Our 2-ton truck is in bad shape. We need to replace it. Shiloh and I have started to look, maybe $90,000.
Sure.
What we want to do is we want to get like a 5,500 or a 550. It's a 2-ton truck that does not have air brakes, so that we can forego the CDL requirement. Because
Is there anybody out there giving us state bids on that?
the state bids aren't worth the paper they're written on anymore. I did some checking. Bill hooked me up with one of his clients is the township road commissioner, and he says you're just better off going to a mid-duty truck and negotiating. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna spec this out, we're gonna place it for bids, solicit the bids, and then we'll see what we come up with. But I just want you guys on board before I do this. I'd like to,
Do we have any other trucks that are CDL that the city owns?
just that 2-ton truck's the only one.
is it a dump truck? Are we gonna get another dump truck
So
then?
what we'll do is, we'll have to buy a cab and chassis, and then
Have a
figure out
dump.
what kind of box we want for it. I'm sure that we
Get a dump bed.
we need a dump bed,
That's what I thought,
so
for the cemetery and stuff like that.
we have a small dump bed truck, but, that white Ford with the maroon door is a dump truck. It's a good truck, it's just rough.
Well, okay.
And it's probably only got 50,000 miles on it. Man, it's a little hard, 50,000 miles.
You know how many miles?
50,000 miles in a 4-mile square.
Do you know how many miles is on this red truck?
I have no idea. Not as many as you would think, but it never leaves town. No.
Just make sure that if we do buy something, if it's over 16,001 pounds, that's a Class C license, so we gotta make sure that.
So everybody that we have we have 2 CDL licensed people, but the rest of them do have C licenses.
C license is easy, you can go down and take the test and get that. The CDL, you have to go through that.
Yeah,
Illinois, and there wasn't, you have to go to school now, spend $4,000 to $6,000 to get your CDL.
which is why it would be great to move away from the CDL.
Yeah.
You guys good with me?
Yes.
All right. Look for bids. All right, last item I have is, we got paid for fiscal '23, the second half, and the first half of our '24, and we're sitting with north of 1.2 million in our general fund right now. Illinois Funds is paying 4.4% right now. Dave has done a great job investing our money in CDs and stuff. If we send $600,000 to Illinois Funds, it leaves it liquid, and if we need it, all we do is wire it back.
See in form of a motion?
Yes.
Make a motion that we move the $600,000 to the Illinois funds.
Second.
Thank you, Alex. Second by Dave. That's gonna be a roll call, please.
Fearless,
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
Boggs,
Yes.
Fleming,
Yes.
Rose,
Yes.
Cruzen, yes.
All right, thank you. Leads to committee reports. We'll start with you, Jenny. Anything this evening?
I don't have anything.
Thank you. Joey, public safety.
That's the report, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you. Nate on sewer.
Nothing tonight, sir?
Thank you. Alex, streets, sidewalks, garbage.
Couple things, Oak Street hasn't started yet. Officially, they do have the barrels and stuff out, but I don't think that they started on that, so that's coming, the Oak Street repair. And trash pickup is early because of the heat, so remember to get the cans out the day before.
Put them out tonight or Thursday nights. And they do have dash cameras, so if you say, oh, it was out and it wasn't, they'll send you a picture. So, Leslie, anything on Parks and Rec?
I have nothing tonight.
Thank you. Dave Rose, Buildings, Grounds?
Nothing to report. Did they get anything updates on the air conditioning for the FCC?
Rod has said that they're getting it, so,
In our last week of July, just curious.
yeah, I'm with you.
Nothing to report.
I sent an email tonight. Jim? Dave, Herb? Joey?
Second.
Got a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you, folks.